Hi, my name's Abigail Lee, and I'm a creative media production major, and my passion is sports videography and content creation. Growing up, I moved around a lot. We went all over the Midwest, and every school we went to, I kind of just skated by. I'm a triplet, so it was always easy to skate by. I always had someone to fall back on. I always had someone to do my work for me if I was in a pinch. And so that's how I went to school. That's how I grew up, not really working hard for my grades, and that showed when I graduated high school in Wellington, Kansas. I graduated with a 2.6 GPA, and I hadn't even thought about college until I graduated. I hadn't taken the ACT. I started studying for the ACT. I took the ACT, and then I started searching for a school who would take me, and I applied to OU. My hopes were high because I saw one of those graphs that said where you stand, and there was one dot on that graph that had my numbers, and they got in. And so I had hoped and prayed that I would get in, and the day came where I got a letter in the mail, and it was a rejection letter. It was humiliating. OU is a family school, so it definitely was a hard day for me, and I realized that working for 6 months on my ACT isn't going to be the thing that gets me into OU. So I found a school that would take me. I went to UCO my first year, and I realized it was time to work. It was time to dream, because growing up I didn't have a passion. I didn't have anything that I really wanted to do with my life. And so I got to UCO, and I found a major that I liked. I didn't love it, but I liked it, and it was journalism. And so I worked and worked and worked, and I wasn't really in extracurriculars or anything, but I got my first 4.0 in my life. It was an amazing day, and I just kept going. I kept working, and I was too scared to apply to OU again, and I almost didn't. It was the last day that the portal was open where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna regret it if I don't apply. So I'm going to apply. I'm gonna see what happens. And within, I think, 3 weeks, I got my acceptance to OU, and it was one of the happiest days of my life. But I knew that I wasn't done working. I still had big dreams. I didn't know what those dreams were, but I just knew I wanted to do something big at OU. I didn't want to take my opportunity to getting into OU for granted. So the day I stepped on campus, I started to work, and I've been working ever since. I got into the journalism program, and I worked my way up from camera to floor manager to sports reporter assistant to sports brief anchor, and it was then that I got an internship with KSN in Wichita, and it was a good experience. I don't like journalism, I found out. The only happy people, it seemed, at KSN were sports people. They had the happy stories. They had the triumphs and the tribulations they got to see in athletes, and I was like, that's what I want to do. I found what I want to do. So I changed my major during my internship to creative media production, and I have not looked back since. The day I stepped onto campus this past August, I got a job with Sooner Vision, and I've worked hard ever since. I didn't want to take any opportunity I had for granted there, and I think my bosses saw that, and so through Sooner Vision, I've actually been able to be the primary contact for volleyball and got to work on some of their recruitment projects and things like that. I also had the opportunity to travel with baseball, and that's when I realized this really is where I'm meant to be. This is my home. This is my dream, and I just need to keep working. So football is one of my main passions. After I graduate, I would actually like to go to a smaller college that doesn't have much of a social media presence, and I want to build social media basically from the ground up. Through this job, I think I could learn a lot of those techniques. I could learn a lot. I'm not done working. I'm not done dreaming, and I'm dreaming big, and I would love to have the opportunity to work with OU football. You don't have to go far to see my work. This past month, I had the opportunity to see my work go out on OU football. With the NFL draft videos, I was asked to complete those, and it was an absolute dream. Not only that, but I was able to do Lincoln Riley's OU DNA video that went out this past December. I'm just going to leave you with a quote. It's my favorite quote. I believe that luck is preparation meeting opportunity, and I've prepared for this moment since I stepped on campus. OU's in my DNA, and I hope to be able to contribute to part of this OU DNA family in the coming future. Boomer!